Hey guys, welcome back to Willpower Garage. Today I'm going to show you how to change the oil in a 2020 Jeep Cherokee Limited 3.6 liter. Stay tuned. Super simple. Okay, I have to admit this is not going to be as elaborate as most of my videos, and that's basically because it's very simple. So I have life a little easier because I have a 2-post lift. I can lift the vehicle up in the air. Some of you guys might not have that luxury, to which I would suggest either ramps where you drive the front of the vehicle up so you can get to the oil pan drain plug, or just a regular floor jack, and then make sure you put jack stands underneath. You never ever want to go underneath a vehicle with just the jack. You want to make sure there's an auxiliary device, something, I don't care what it is, put a brick underneath there, put the tire underneath there, just make something so that if the jack fails, you do not get crushed, squished, and somebody finds you stuck under a car. Okay, with that lecture out of the way, basically all you're going to do is you're going to come down here. There's a little tiny nub of an oil pan underneath on these 3.6 liters. The drain plug bolt is a 1/2 inch. You want to remove that. Make sure you have your drain pan underneath when you do. As soon as you take that out, the oil from the engine is going to come out. So as you can see, I've got it almost all the way out now. There's a little bit left. I'm going to wait till this drips the rest of the way, and then I'm going to put my drain plug back in, and I'm going to tighten it now so I do not forget to do it later. Alright, now that I have the oil drained, I'll put my drain plug back in, and I'm going to tighten this drain plug. The torque spec for this is 20 foot-pounds. Generally with a drain plug, I'm not usually so concerned about the torque specification. I just tighten it down so it's snug. You don't want to over tighten it, you will damage the threads. You don't want it too loose that it falls out. But just in case you guys are wondering, it's 20 foot-pounds for that drain plug. So I'm going to torque that drain plug down now, and then I'm going to drop the vehicle down so I can show you guys where the oil filter is. Okay, now that we have the vehicle back down on the ground, the oil filter, as per this little hieroglyphic indicator there, is underneath this cover. If I pull this cover up and you look down there, that little hex nut with that little yellow dot, that is the oil filter cap. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this cover so I can show you guys a little better about how I get to that oil filter. You guys can see everything a little better. So let me remove this engine cover, and then we'll change the filter. Okay, now that the cover is off, you can see I got better access to the oil filter. It'll also help when I'm ready to put the oil back in. That nut right there is a 24 millimeter. So I'm going to use some crazy extensions just so I can get in there. And we're going to break this loose. You want to have a rag ready for this when you take it out. Not going to be a lot of oil, but it is going to drip a bit. But that's basically the oil filter in the housing here. So I'm going to take this to the bench, and I'm going to show you what we need to do next. A couple of things we need to do to the oil filter before we put it in. Obviously, we can get rid of the old filter that is now garbage. There is an O-ring seal here. You're going to remove it. You see I use a little pick tool. You can use a screwdriver or something like that. A little brake clean here. Just going to clean it off a little bit. Don't need to worry about the inside so much. So my new oil filter here comes with a new seal. It's going to go back into place where the other one was. Make sure it's in the groove. Just like days of old, I'm going to put a little oil on that seal, and the oil filter just snaps into the housing there. So from here, we can reinstall it on the engine. All right, we're going to reinsert the oil filter into its housing. You want to start this by hand. You do not want it to cross thread. It will get a little tight once you get to the O-ring itself. And then I'm going to run this down just till it's seated. Like so. And then this will get tightened down to 18 foot-pounds approximately. It's about 25 Newton meters. So last but not least is new engine oil. The 3.6 liter calls for a 0W20 and it takes roughly 6 quarts. I believe it's 5.7 liters. And then plus 1 quart. A lot of these 5-quart containers have a scale on the back so you can see where it is. And then I'm just going to add my additional quart. Very important you do not overfill the oil. That can cause damage to the engine and to the catalytic converter, which is very expensive. Now, obviously you don't want to underfill the engine either. So just be careful to get the proper amount into the engine. A lot of modern cars have gotten away with the dipstick. On this one still, it still has one. So what you want to do is you want to wipe the dipstick dry. Any old oil, new oil for that matter, so you can get an accurate measurement. You're going to then put it all the way back in, make sure it's seated, pull it back out, and on the dipstick, see if I can get this to focus, there are cross hatches. You want the oil level to be within these 2 dots and within this cross hatch. Now, I'm reading it right now without the engine being started, and as you know, we just changed the oil filter, so the oil filter is dry. So I just want to make sure I have enough oil in it right now to start it. And as you can see, I'm at the very top of my crosshatch. So I'm going to put the dipstick back in. We're going to start this thing up, let it run for a few moments, shut it off, and we're going to read the oil level again to make sure we have a proper amount of oil in there. Like I said, it just needs to be within that crosshatch. It doesn't need to be to the very top or at the bottom. Okay, as you can see, we ran it for a little bit. Same thing, wipe the dipstick, reinsert it all the way, take it out, and check that level. Okay, let's see if we can focus. So you can see the level is basically in the middle. So I would say this is an accurate measurement. It is just the right amount of oil that needs to be in this car. Okay, so now that we're back in the car, we're going to reset the oil life on the dash indicator, which is probably why you realized you needed to replace your oil to begin with. So first thing that we're going to do is, with your foot off of the brake, we're going to come to the start button and we're going to press it twice till you come to the run indication on that start button. Again, your foot is off of the brake pedal. You're then going to scroll up till you get to the car indicator, and then you're going to scroll left or right, all using the keys on the steering wheel, so you get till the oil life. As you can see there, it says hold OK to reset life. So I'm going to hold down the OK button, and it will go to 100%. And that is basically all you need to do. From here, you can now shut the car off, foot on the brake, start it, and the message on your dash should be gone. And as you can see, it says 100% oil life. I hope you found these steps easy to understand and follow, so you can change your own oil in your car. you know, like I said, and as you can tell from the length of the video, it's very quick and very easy. Most complicated part is probably pushing the reset button on your steering wheel to get the surface indicator to reset. But hopefully you guys can do it by yourselves now and you don't have to pay somebody else. That said, as always, don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop me a comment below. Let me know if this video is helpful for you guys. I'll be sure to try to do more in the future. But that's about it for today, guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.